he's an awesome teammate. He's very much a team guy. I mean, shoot, as you saw in the last game, he's willing to do whatever. He was the lead blocker on Miles' long touchdown. He'll catch the ball in the backfield. He's picking up blitzes as good as anybody in the league, in my opinion, at the running back position. And so all of that stuff mixed with obviously his ability to run the ball and how he never complains. He's always going to give everything he has. I mean, I love that guy, and he's a great teammate.
The team posted video of the post-game celebration, and you kind of gave the speech there at the end. We've seen Malcolm do it before. Chris Long, Brandon, what made you do it this time? How did that work out?
It's just how it played out. I mean, we kind of all take turns, grabbing that and breaking it down, and that's just kind of become par for the course a little bit.
Do you find yourself doing a little more of that this year?
You could say that.
Miles seems to get better. Miles Sanders seems to get better week after week. I mean, where have you seen his progression come from day one till now?
Yeah, I mean, I've been impressed. I know I've mentioned it before, but I've been impressed since he got here with his dynamic, game-changing ability, and we saw it early in the year with out of the backfield and in the passing game especially, and then obviously his ability to make that one cut and go last week. And I mean, shoot, to have a 65-yard touchdown run, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's huge for the offense. And his ability to keep learning the run schemes, keep learning how to stay inside the tackles and when to bounce it and when to use his playmaking ability has been really cool to see his development.
Are you surprised that the team didn't add anybody at the trade deadline on offense, and do you see that as maybe a vote of confidence for you guys?
Not surprised, no, because like you said, I mean, I think we do have a lot of confidence in the guys we have here, and I know the organization does too. And we love the guys we have in that locker room, and obviously we'll have some guys coming back from injuries and stuff soon as well. So, we feel extremely confident with who we have, and we're ready to roll.
Carson, back to Miles for a little bit. Have you sensed a growing confidence? He's been great as a receiver, but running the football just with more confidence and hitting the hole quicker.
I've never really questioned his confidence in running the ball, even from the first game. I mean, guys are going to miss holes. Guys are going to hit them right. That's going to happen, and he's never wavered in the good or the bad, and he's been extremely confident back there. And I have a lot of confidence when I do turn around and give him the ball that he's going to make something happen.
So Carson, how important is it to get Zach back involved in the offense?
I mean, that's an interesting question because we feel he's very much so involved. Obviously, last game, I mean, shoot, the throwing conditions were tough, first and foremost, and he didn't get a ton of targets, and that was just kind of the way it shook out. But he's always involved. He's always involved, early in progressions and things like that. And, sometimes defenses take him away and do things to take him away. And the benefit that we have a lot of other guys that can make plays and get open. So it's definitely not a concerted effort by any means, but, I mean, we're always aware. I mean, Zach is who he is, and he's going to draw some coverage, and we're going to still get him involved however we can.
We talked to you a lot in the preseason about your chemistry with Deshaun and building that. Have you been able to maintain that since he's been out over the last 6 weeks or so?
Yeah, I mean, we've been able to talk quite a bit, and after games and stuff, and break down film and what he's seeing and what I'm seeing, and but obviously on the field, no. I mean, you can only replicate so much and talking through it, and it'll be good to kind of start introducing him again and see where he's at.
What would it mean to get him back? I mean, I know it's probably stating the obvious, but
yeah, I mean, I'm excited just to get him out here working again, and for him to see where he's at and see where he's at with his injury and everything. And I mean, everyone loves going to play with that guy, and the big playability that he adds and who he is and the coverage attention that he brings as well. And so hopefully we can keep building him into it.
Carson's Bears defense looks just as good this year as it did last year when you were in Chicago. Do you take anything away from last year watching that game from the sideline that you could take into this game?
Yeah, I mean, they do quite a bit similarly as they did last year. They definitely mix it up and do some different things, have a couple different pieces, but extremely fast defense. They play fast. They disguise things. They show you different things, and but that's the one thing that keeps popping on tape is how fast they play, how quick they're able to get to the quarterback and all those things. And you definitely take inventory of that, but at the same time, we just got to do our thing. We just got to be able to run the ball, play action, stay on the field, do our thing, and I think we'll be just fine.
Carson, you said after the game the other day that you don't want to run, but you've been successful at it. In North Dakota State, you had over 600 yards your third year there. You had, I think, 26 yards in your second year here. Why don't you want to run?
Because, I mean, first of all, I think I said it after the game, but everyone's a lot faster than me on defense, first and foremost. So why would I try? But at the same time, when it's there, I'm willing to take off, as you guys have seen. And but it's definitely something that it'll just naturally come within a game. It's not something that we're going to design. It's not something that I'm scrambling to run the ball. But when things break down, or when there's good coverage and we're able to extend it, obviously, as you've seen, I'm more than willing to go get a first down and move the chains. But I don't go seeking it.
From experience, is that a dynamic of the offense that, like, does that change the way defenses play you or play the Eagles when you do tuck it down?
You can make that argument. I think some teams kind of do something different because of a mobile quarterback per se. Some teams don't, and just trust their D-line to get home and contain and do that stuff. So I've seen it at times, and I've seen it not so much at other times. So it's kind of defensive, game plan specific.
Carson, your completion percentages when you're scrambling is like the tops in the NFL. And it's higher, it's like 5 points higher than your other completion percentage. Why do you think that is? Why have you been so effective on the...
I mean, I give a lot of credit to the receivers, tight ends, backs, everybody getting open. We talk a lot about, okay, scramble drill, or hey, let's rewind the tape. What could we have done differently here? What are we expecting from guys when we are able to extend a play like that? And I feel like I have really good chemistry with those guys, and they know what I'm thinking. I know what they're thinking when the play does break down. So that's been really helpful for us.
Carson, pre-snap, you have a lot on your plate as a quarterback. You got to find the mic, look at the coverage. When you have somebody up front like Khalil Mack who moves around, do you have to pay attention to that, or do you have to kind of put that out of your mind?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, anytime you got a playmaker like Khalil on the other side, and the way he can change a game pretty quickly, I mean, you're aware. You're always aware. By no means are you afraid, but you're aware. And so offensively, you're going to put yourself in the best position to be cognizant of that and still do what we do best. And so I think we're all going to be aware of where he's at when he's moving around and all those things. Kelsey up front does a great job making the calls and doing that stuff. So again, we're going to be aware but not afraid.
Doug, Carson, in your post-game speech, you mentioned a lot of the negativity that had been around the team. How difficult is it as a quarterback and then also as a leader and for the rest of the team to kind of shut that stuff out?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's different. Everyone handles it differently. But I think as a team collectively, I think last week, we did a really good job of handling that, keeping things internally and just working through it and making sure that we're all together. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters come Sundays. It's about us on the field, being together and believing in each other. So we were able to handle that, I thought, pretty well last week.
Dallas was wearing a North Dakota State shirt yesterday. What were the terms of that bet?
Yeah, you'll see on social media probably later this afternoon. It was a pretty good one. You'll see it later.
After the game, you also said that the recipe is establishing the run, establishing the line of scrimmage, I think you said. Yep. Is that what you thought going into the year, or has that evolved based on the way the team has played?
I think that's been Coach Peterson's kind of mindset ever since I got here. And I think you ask every offense in the league, I bet they're going to tell you the same thing, establish a line of scrimmage. And for us, the running game has always been important. And that sets up, all the things we want to do from rollouts to bootlegs to play action game, and then obviously third down, drop back passing and all that. Controlling the line of scrimmage is what we pride ourselves on, what our O-line prides themselves on. And that's going to continue to be our recipe for sure.
I'm sorry. Mac has been out there a lot, and yet he just hasn't been seeing the targets and the passes. How do you handle that with a receiver?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Mac is an exceptional teammate, and he's not the guy that's going to complain when he's not getting it. And we're obviously aware, we're going to get him involved when it works out. But Mac is also one of those guys that's willing to do whatever it takes for the team. He does a lot of the dirty work that people might not see or might not, give him a pat on the back for, but we do as an offense and as a team, and his attitude's been tremendous. So, like I said, we'll get him involved when it fits and all of those things. And I know I said it last week, but, when his number is called and, when he does get the look and I go his way, I have nothing but confidence that he's going to make the play and get it done.
143 snaps, I think, this month at wide receiver and no catches. I mean, is that by design? I mean, what?
Not necessarily. I do know obviously last game, just completing passes and moving the chains was a task in itself, obviously with the conditions we were in. And aside from that, hard to really say why. But like I said, I have a ton of confidence that he will make plays when it comes his way. And then he's been, like I said, exceptional teammate and just, continuing to do his thing and own his craft.
Carson, I'm just curious, since the end of the conference, Halloween's tomorrow. Do you have any favorite Halloween movie memories or favorite costume you ever wore growing up or anything like that?
Man, putting me on the spot. I just remember trick-or-treating back in North Dakota really well. I know I was Hercules for Halloween once. That was pretty sweet. I did grow up in North Carolina when I was 3, and I remember throwing on the Carolina Panthers Kerry Collins, throwing it way back when I was 2 or 3 years old. So I still have those pictures, which is just always funny to see. So, but yeah, Halloween's always fun, and God willing, someday celebrate with my family as well. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.